It's Tuesday, May the 14th, 2024. I have a few best bets on the way for you. This is the Free 3. What's up, guys? It's your boy, Noble Living, back with another DYF Bets video where I'm breaking down my favorite picks and plays of the day as we just try to get to the bag together and make some money. I cannot lie to you guys, right? After the hot start that we had to start in May, I'm talking about we were sweeping left and right. We couldn't lose. Then it's like we can't win now. It's crazy. And it's not even like we're having losing days, like 1 and 2. We're getting full-blown fades. So it's like literally just take my card and reverse it at this point, and you would finish with a 3-0 day. Because yesterday, another 0-3 day. Jalen Williams, over 24.5 points and assists. He finishes with 20. He shot the ball 20 times. He just couldn't hit a damn shot. So it's just like I'm getting the reads right. I feel like I'm getting the game script right. It's just the execution that's wrong. Al Horford, 0 for 4 from the three-point line. It was so bad, the coach had to bench him and put in Kornet, and he only played about 28 minutes. So that's frustrating. That's very frustrating. And then we had the Padres, bases loaded, bottom of the 9th inning. Their lineup, top of their lineup is coming up to bat. Tatis, Machado, Arez. And they score 0 runs either time. And they lose that game 5-4 to the Rockies. Dodgers end up coming back winning in extras. But that's how our month of May has been. We were crushing it, and then we've had some heartbreaking losses. But that's why it's a marathon, not a sprint, my friends. And that's why you got to be in it for the long haul. That's why you got to practice bankroll management. You can see our year-to-date record right here. We're still up. We're still making money. We're still up on the month. We just gave back a lot. But it's okay, because we're going to bounce back. And if I appreciate all the love and support, let me know if you're making money, because I want to tell you, because I can use some winners, right? So smash that subscribe button and like the channel. And today's best bets, I promise you, my friends, I don't know if they're going to hit, but I feel like I'm going with the most obvious plays on the board. And if I miss, then that's just like, that's what we're going with. All right. Like, I don't know what else to do at this point. So let's look at these best bets that I've got for today. So to get us started, let's roll out to the Knicks and Pacers game. This is an interesting game for me. I do lean towards the over. Now, it's just hard because the Knicks without OG Anunoby, who's also ruled out in this game, their offense is depleted. It's non-existent. I don't know what they can do. And the pass the ball to Jalen Brunson, just let him do what he needs to do. I like that method, but I also don't like that method because I actually want to see the Knicks win. That means they need DiVincenzo to have another big game. They need Josh Hart to step up. I think Brunson does go over his point total of 31, 32.5. It's just really hard for me to lay those type of numbers. So because of that, I think the Knicks have to muddy it up today. They have to get defensive. They cannot make this a track meet. They have to slow it down. They have to use the Garden energy and home environment to their advantage. They've got to do what Tibbs does best, and which is play defense. It's hard with the lineup. It's hard when you only got 6 guys, but I think they can do it. And because of that, I think we're going to get some missed shots today. Even if it does go over, that means we're still going to get a lot of shot attempts. So I'm going to go Josh Hart. Over 12.5 rebounds, minus 105 odds. Now, I don't know how it gets any more obvious than this, okay? Josh Hart's been an absolute overwagon when it comes down to his rebounds so far in the playoffs. He obviously went under last game. It was a blowout. He only played 24 minutes, so that's why I'm expecting him to have a lot of energy today. It's the first time that we've seen him rest in like 3 games. And obviously 24 minutes is still a good amount, but I mean, really is only one half of basketball. But when you look at the other games thus far in this series, in game 3, 18 rebounds on 43 minutes. In game 2, 15 rebounds on 48 minutes. Game 1, 13 rebounds on 48 minutes. Dating back to the last series against the Sixers, 14 rebounds on 46 minutes. So Josh Hart, a guy who's averaging 12.5 rebounds thus far in the playoffs, yeah, it's a high number, but I think he can get it done today. And that's why I like Josh Hart here, over 12.5 rebounds. I think he has to play hard. I think the Knicks at the Garden, I mean, they know they can't drop 3 games in a row and go on the road against the Pacers. Do they win this game? It's hard for me to say that. But I do think the Pacers are going to try to implement their style, which is an up-tempo offense, shoot a lot of three-pointers, get out in transition. We saw that work for them at home. They almost blew the game for them in game 3, but Nembhard hit that clutch 3. It worked for them excellent in game 4, but now we've got to reset the slate. Now we've got a 0-0 matchup headed into game 5 of this series. And I think that Josh Hart has to step up. The role players have to step up. And even if they're missing shots, the Knicks are, that means offensive rebound opportunities for Josh Hart, which I also like. Not overthinking it. Josh Hart, over 12.5 rebounds. Great value on it as our first best bet of the day. Going to the Nuggets and Wolves matchup. Another series that's completely flipped on its head. 2-0 in favor of the Wolves. Win those games on the road and then drop 2 at home. I would never have guessed that. Obviously, the Nuggets playoff team, championship team, this is what it comes down to. This is what they do. And I really think that this is the Nuggets series to lose now. They have all the momentum. But there's going to be one guy on the Wolves who you guys know is not going to go out without a fight. And that's Mr. Anthony Edwards. And that's why I'm going to back him today. Now, I really do like his points line at over 29.5, but that's a little hard for me to take. But if you look at SGA, when you look at his numbers there, OKC, you kind of realize when you're the number one option and you're scoring and you really don't have anybody else that's stepping up, then it really just falls on you. Same thing with Jalen Brunson in New York. So, do you want to take the points? Take it. But I'm just going to go with the 3-point line here. Over 2.5 3-pointers made, minus 120 odds. I really like this. The reason why I like this is because Anthony Edwards has been getting the volume up from the 3-point line. Over the last 5 games, dating back to the series with the Suns, he's getting up 8 attempts per game and he's hitting 4. Last game, 5 of 8 from the 3-point line to go with 44 points. The game before that, 3 of 8 from the 3-point line, even though he only had 19 points. That's why I leave the 3-point shot over the points, because we've seen him only go over his point total here in 2 of the 4 games, but he's gone over the 3-point total in 3 of the 4 games. Only time he went under was in game 2, where he had 27 points, which would have went under his point line anyway, but he went 1 of 4. Right? So for me, Anthony Edwards coming off a performance where he had dropped up 44 points, a new playoff career high, 25 field goal attempts. For me to see him get 3 3-pointers, which he's done in 3 of the 4 games, I think he can do it. 7 attempts, averaging 8 attempts per game is something that I can live with, and he just has to knock them down. So Anthony Edwards, if the Wolves need to win today, they know that it's because of you. They know that you played a big part. We need Cat to do something. I think that also the Wolves coach needs to slim down the rotation. I think he's going to look at the numbers and realize Kyle Anderson doesn't need to be on the court. Even Alexander Walker is doing great defensively, but he hurts them offensively. And that's what you really need to do against this Nuggets team. They've showed that they can win in a defensive-minded game, in a close game between the 90s and the 100s. They showed that in the last 2 games on the road. So for you now, if you're the Wolves, I think you got to get out in transition, which is where their offensive rating has skyrocketed through the roof thus far in this series. They're shooting the ball really well in transition, and that's really where their advantage has been. So if they get out in transition, that also means leak out opportunities. That means rotation opportunities, which also leads to more 3-point opportunities. Anthony Edwards should be on the receiving end of a few of those. I just need you to hit 3, bro. I think he should be able to do it. Third and final best bet of the day. Baseball, here we come. We're going to run it back from yesterday's game. And yeah, same as that parlay. Padres and Dodgers, money line. A little bit less odds value. We get at plus 120 odds here. For the Dodgers here, I really like them in this matchup because they send Gavin Stone to the mound, who's coming off a pretty strong performance. Actually, really 3 strong performances. Against the Marlins, 7 innings, only 1 earned run given up. Against the Braves, 6 innings, only 1 run given up. Against the Jays, 7 innings, only 1 run given up. And it's really just because of 3 mistake pitches for 3 home runs in each of those games. But guess what? Now you're playing a Giants lineup that is bottom in the majors in terms of home runs per game. So I like that as well. But they also are sending the pitcher to the mound in Keaton Winn, who very much struggles with contact. 5.63 ERA. He's coming off an outing against the Rockies where he gave up 8 hits and 7 earned runs in 3 2/3 innings. In his start before that against the Phillies, he didn't even make it out of the first inning, giving up 5 earned runs to go with 4 hits, and that was a 14-3 loss for the Giants. This is a Dodgers offense that towers over both of those teams. And what I like is what I saw yesterday from this Dodgers offense. They woke up. They scored 6 runs yesterday to go with 11 hits. When this offense is clicking, there are not many teams that are going to beat them, so I'm taking them on the money line today to get it done. Meanwhile, for the Padres, I like them today because Dylan Cease is on the mound. Dylan Cease has been absolutely amazing for his new club, and it's crazy what you can do when you actually have some offensive run support, right? Because he didn't get any when he was there in Chicago. Last start against the Cubs, 7 innings, 1 hit, no runs given up to go with 12 strikeouts. In his start before that against Arizona, 6 2/3 innings, 3 hits, only 1 run given up. So we've seen the form that Dylan Cease can be in, and now he's facing a Rockies team that I do think is still a favorable option. The Padres really blew that game yesterday, but they had an error which led to a Rockies 4-run 4th inning. Then, like I mentioned earlier, bases loaded in both the 8th and 9th inning, and we're not able to score the runs there, and you have the top of the lineup coming through. That's tough. Right? But now I think that they cannot get to Dylan Cease. They do not have the offense. 4-16 on the road they are this year. Don't overthink it. We're running it back. No sweat lay. Padres, Dodgers, plus 120 odds. Wrap us up for the night. Well, that's it for me today, my friends. 3 best bets, 3 winners that are headed your way on this card. Give me Josh Hart over 12.5 rebounds. Give me Anthony Edwards over 2.5 3-pointers made. And then give me the Dodgers and Padres. We're running it back on the money line parlay there as our picks and plays of the day today. For more best bets, more winners I'll be dropping throughout the day. Hopefully we can turn this situation around because I need a winning day. I need a bet. I need it like air. And I think we're going to get it today because I like these picks. Make sure you click the link in the description so this way you can join the Discord group where I'll have a nerfy of the day and a few more player props and maybe another added player or two. All right, my friends, let's get to that cheddar. Dictate your fate, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Later, gang.